So, are you thinking about reaching out for support, but not really sure what to expect from a first session? Or have you had the experience of trying counseling and feeling overwhelmed by your first session? My name is Nicole Shiner, and I'm a registered psychotherapist in Ontario, Canada. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about what to expect from a first session with me. So, when we meet, I first of all like to check in and see how you're doing on a nervous system level because the experience of opening yourself up to someone brand new, the amount of stress or worry or trauma, anxiety that you might be carrying might be making it hard for you to, really feel fully present and grounded. And so we may need to start right away with a bit of a grounding exercise. And then I ask you a bunch of questions. And I want to get a sense of what's happening for you in your current situation, what your strengths are, what supports you have, as well as what you've been through, what past struggles or challenges that you've faced. Now, this doesn't mean that we're going to go into vivid detail in terms of past traumas or tragedies, for example. We're just getting a little bit of a snapshot, kind of thinking of your life like a puzzle, and we're just getting some of these pieces of the puzzle together so I can get to know you better. And often, one of the things that I see right away with my clients, and I'm able to reflect back, is your incredible resilience and tenacity to get through difficult times, your creativity, past coping strategies that you use successfully but have maybe forgotten or have fallen away from. While we're talking, I'll also be checking in with you periodically and cueing you to check in with yourself, to check in with your emotional sense, to check in with your felt sense in your body. What are you noticing? What's coming up for you? And again, if you're feeling distressed or anxious, then there's exercises that I guide you through to support you so that you don't feel overwhelmed by the process and so that you don't feel like you're kind of being opened up and then you're going to leave feeling really raw and vulnerable. So the idea is that we're getting a bit of a snapshot. If not in the first session, then definitely by the second session, we're going to identify what it is specifically that you want to work on, what it is that you want to see different in your life. So that greater vision that you have for yourself. And I love to hold space for people's big, beautiful dreams, no matter what's happening in your current situation. And I very much believe that anything is possible. But I also want to leave you feeling empowered, that you understand a little bit about maybe connections to certain experiences or physical sensations, and that you have at least one or two practices that you can continue to do on your own to soothe and comfort yourself, because more things might come up for you from that first conversation. And so it's important that you're aware of the resources if you do need 24-hour support, as well as that you are not feeling dependent on me or on the process, and that you have ways that you can start to learn to soothe and comfort yourself. And I also love to celebrate your successes and your strengths. And this is a regular part of what we do in each session. And it's intentional to help you to rewire your brain because we all have a negativity bias in your brain. Based on what you share and what your goals are, then I will start to kind of come up with the approaches or the interventions that I think would be most helpful. And we'll talk about those together. And I'll explain or introduce some of the concepts or the theories. And you always have the right to ask questions at any time. If there's anything that I'm suggesting for you to do on a physical level, know that I have done it myself. And I do it with you first so that we can check to make sure that it's not going to be triggering for you, that it's going to have the intended intention, right, which is to soothe, to comfort, to calm. But sometimes that's not always the case for people, and so we want to make sure that you get that opportunity to try it out in the safety of the supportive relationship.